Hey guys, Bowler here, answering 20 of your guys' questions about the newest SSF2 update 1.2. I asked you guys to submit questions last month on YouTube and my Discord server about the new characters or just the new tester build in general. And here are the 20 questions that were the most asked or the most worth answering I could find. So yeah, hopefully there's a lot of information in this video for people who are looking to play the new characters or even the other characters. There's some cool changes for them too. Also, before I get right into it, I do want to mention I am changing my name from Bowler SSF2 to just Bowler. However, that does not mean I'll stop making SSF2 content. I plan to do SSF2 content as much as I love the game. However, I do like the name Bowler better for a brand, and I definitely am looking forward to playing some Ultimate, and having a name with SSF2 in it kind of limits me. So, without further ado, let's get into the first question. The first question is, does Crystal play like Spaceys? Well, sort of. She's definitely more distinct than the Fox, Falco, Wolf style, only really sharing some more side specials and some aerials, and everything else about Crystal is pretty original. But that's not to say she doesn't play similarly in playstyle, because she is incredibly fast. Her rushdown is insanely good, and with her aerials, she can definitely be a Spacey-like force to be reckoned with. And although she isn't quite as technical as Fox and Falco, not having all the shine stuff, she definitely has some sick combo game and aggressive plays. She does have some pretty distinct differences in playstyle though. For example, she doesn't fall quite as fast, so she can't be chain grabbed as hard as Fox and Falco, and she's actually more vulnerable offstage because her recovery is just not as good. Alright, question 2, do ZSS and Bandana D have their new taunts? So if you guys haven't already seen, McLeod Gaming did hint the new taunts on their Twitter, and I actually wasn't sure until I recorded this video, but yeah, they actually do have their new taunts. Bandana D has this little cute pogo taunt, and ZSS has this new cool gun toss animation. I actually tried testing if you could somehow use Bandana D's pogo animation to gain some height, but it just seems like it's only an animation and you can't actually go on top of any platforms or anything. But yeah, overall, they're pretty cool taunts, and I'm really glad Bandana D is getting some more love. Question 3, is Rayman a bad character? And honestly, the more I play Rayman, the stronger I begin to think he is. It's important to note that everything is subject to change before release, so it's going to be hard to say for sure how good or bad any of the characters are. However, in my opinion right now, Rayman is incredibly strong. He can definitely be a top or high tier. He has a ton of tricky combos and setups, and it honestly reminds me of the Pac-Man shenanigans with Hydrant and Fruit. But for Rayman's case, you use his Plum and Command Grabs. Also, Rayman's side B, the tornado thing, is really good offstage for edge guarding. You can definitely set up a good down air spike. Alright, question 4 is, how significant is the jump between 1.1 and the new tester build 1.2? And well, there's a lot of changes to go over in just one video, but the main differences as of right now are the 3 new characters, 2 resprites, a new stage, some new taunts, some new colors, which I'll get to in a second, as well as some slight balancing changes to some of the characters, but no major balance changes since 1.1. Question 5, did any of the characters get new colors? And yes, they actually did. I think I've already shown it in one of my other videos, but Ness got this new blue and yellow one, which is pretty cool. And the character who got the most changes is Sora, who got a ton of new colors. Thankfully, they actually toned down a lot of Sora's colors. I used to think that they were some of the worst in the game, but they're honestly not that bad anymore. They got rid of that really ugly yellow one, and they also toned down his white one, so it's more like just a saturated color. And they actually added in a new sort of light cyan color, which is personally my favorite Sora color. So yeah, overall, Sora's colors are definitely a lot better now, and actually, usable. And question 6, are any of Rayman's moves spikeable? Like I already mentioned earlier, yeah, his down air, one of the best spikes in the game probably. It has a huge hitbox, it's a lasting hitbox, and it's multiple hits. Really hard to get out of, and a great edge guarding tool. You can also do a sort of Rayman suicide thing where you grab them on top of your Plum and then bring them down with you, which is pretty funny. But yeah, other than his down air, not really too many true spikes. Question 7, did Game & Watch get any changes? And although it's not a huge balancing change, I did want to mention this since I haven't seen anyone else talk about it. In the new patch, if you do any of Game & Watch's throws, you can actually change the character into a little ball shape while you're doing the animation. They're pretty funny, and there's a lot of hilarious looking ones, so I definitely recommend once it comes out to go around and look at them all. Here's some of my favorite ones on screen right now. They're just hilarious little animations. Anyways, question 8, does Plum work similarly to the crates in the official games? And my answer is yes and no. See, the crates in the official games can be broken, I'm pretty sure, and you can't break Plum inside SSF2. It'll just keep lasting until you hit it off stage, or it despawns if it hasn't been hit in a while. Also, it's definitely worth noting that whenever you use Plum, you automatically start standing on it, so if you're trying to recover with Rayman, you can use your Plum and get your double jumps back, which is pretty nice. Alright, question 9. Do any of the characters have any chain grabs of sort? I don't know if they have any true chain grabs, but I do know that Rayman's down throw combined with his long range grab can definitely set up for some regrab potential, since your down throw does make them into a tech situation where they either tech it and roll in or out. And I think you can potentially chain grab with Simon, although it's definitely not a true chain grab. So they're not really super chain grab heavy, but Rayman has some shenanigans with his long grab range and down throw. Question 10. How does Rayman's recovery work? You really don't want to use his up B unless you're above the stage. Since up B does not give you height, it's just like a horizontal helicopter move. You really want to use your plumb, since not only does it give you both your jumps back, you can use your up tilt, up smash, and down smash and get a lot of height going upwards. You can also use other moves like I think down tilt and jab, but those won't make you go nearly as high. Personally, I'm a fan of down smash. You just go zooming across the stage when you do that. It's insane. Probably my favorite thing you can do with Rayman. Question 11. How does Crystal's dash attack work? Honestly, Crystal's dash attack is one of the craziest moves in SSF2. It's just so unique. Normally a dash attack, you throw it out, you move in a direction and hit them in that direction. But Crystal's dash attack is almost like a pivot of sorts. You stop in place, have an active hitbox, and then turn around and you hit the opponent behind you. So you can combo dash attack into dash attack. There's a lot of practical uses you can do for this, like setting up an edge guard with a dash attack into an aerial, and it's just an overall really crazy move. And if your opponent's DIing poorly, you can definitely combo dash attacks into dash attacks. Question 12, are there any combo setups or combo throws with Simon? And my answer is kind of. As for combo setups, Simon's neutral air is pretty good. It has a big hitbox around him, so you can cover multiple DI options, and it can combo into itself. Your up air is really good for juggling, but you're really not going to kill anyone with your up air, it's just for juggling. And your up tilt and down tilt can also start combos, but they're not really the most reliable. I definitely recommend using your aerials. And I also find that side B can be a reliable combo starter too, since usually you can get the backwards hitbox on side B and combo into an aerial or a neutral B. And now as for combo throws, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Simon has the best throws. However, I do think his down throw is probably his best combo throw. It sends him pretty close to you and you don't have too much end lag on it, so you can definitely get an aerial after it. But you don't really have the most reliable combo throws. Question 13, does Simon have a tipper? And the answer is yes, sort of. As you'll notice on a lot of his aerials, he has this little spark effect at the very end, and that is his tipper of sorts on his whip. So if you're trying to get kills with Simon's edge guarding with aerials, you're definitely going to get those tipper back airs or tipper forward airs. Alright, question 14. What exactly is Crystal's shield? I'm actually really glad someone asked this, because Crystal's shield is one of my favorite parts about her. Her shield is really good against rushdown playstyles. What's really good about Crystal's shield is you can't be shield poked and you can't be shield pushed either. So no matter what they're doing on your shield, you can just punish them almost all the time, or you can just roll away. It's definitely one of my favorite shields since it comes in handy a lot against rushdown playstyles. There's not really much more to say about it. You can do all the normal stuff like jump out of shield, shield drops. Question 15. Is it possible to hit Rayman through his holes where the limbs are missing? Although it shouldn't be much of a surprise, Rayman's hurt boxes are only on his actual parts of his bodies, not in between. So you're not quite as vulnerable as Luffy when you're throwing out your long hitboxes, since they have to actually hit you in your hands or body. But there really aren't that many situations where you're gonna dodge something because it goes in between. Question 16. Is Venus Lighthouse legal? No. Question 17. Can Kirby charge his hammer? I actually hadn't thought about this, but that would be really cool if it was actually added to the game. It's currently not in the tester build, and I asked one of the devs what they thought about it and didn't get a response. But I think that would be a really cool change, and I really hope the devs do add that in. But no, Kirby cannot charge his hammer currently. Question 18. Are there any updates on Final Smashes? They aren't currently in the tester build, but as they already announced inside the 1.1 release trailer thing, they are planning to release Final Smashes in an update sometime soon. Most likely either with these new characters or even before these new characters come out. So no, Final Smashes are not forgotten. They are still working on it. It just takes a lot of effort since they only really have one person who can work on Final Smashes. Question 19. Who is your favorite of the new characters? And this is a tough one because although I like all of them, I feel like I would most likely play Simon the most of the three. Crystal has an incredibly fun playstyle, but it's really inconsistent, and in some matchups it kind of just sucks to be playing Crystal because you get hit off stage once and then you die. But Simon overall is pretty consistent. He's not amazing, but he has some cool combos, decent kill setups, and does pretty good in most matchups with projectiles and disjoints. And although I like Rayman, he definitely takes a lot more time to learn with all of his plum shenanigans, and I don't really want to put that much time into Rayman. But for me, Simon's my favorite of the three new characters. And question 20, did you find out any information about Waluigi? And unfortunately, no, I have not, but I'm sure he's still very early in development, so we'll probably get some information about him either sometime this year or early next year would be my guess. Anyways, that was 20 of your guys' questions about the new SSF2 Update 1.2. It was a ton of fun to make this video, and you can definitely expect some more videos about Update 1.2, as well as potentially Smash Bros. Ultimate in the next coming months. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.